What's up gamers, what's up boys, it's your boy. Now today I will be showing y'all how to damage farm as a newer player. Now what I'm going to show is just, I'm going to show, damage farming with, Gojo. Now, since Gojo is an LR, they have their own lead, so you want to use that. If a character has their own lead, you always want to use it in the lead slot. Now, another thing is, let's see what she's in, or he's in. These are the categories. He's in Hero and Youth. Now, for newer players, I wouldn't expect them to have leaders, so I'm going to use peace symbol. Excuse my spelling, it's kind of dog. But, now, the other things that you want to do is, what is it called? Look in spiritual sensitivity as well. For anything that, can help with a stall or anything like that. Let's look, you know? Shinji. Or this one, or any of these. Now, what I'm probably going to use is... Alright. What I'm probably, like I said, what I'm probably going to use is, let's do, a passive, knockback. No. You can use any of these. I'm gonna use Yuno, or one of the two Yunos, because that's a pretty decent stall. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is go back to spiritual sensitivity. Are you in it? No. Go back to spiritual sensitivity and go to... Okay. Now, where is it? Yes, reverse captain. But I'm going to use him as his second form. His first form's pretty easy to do. But I'm going to use him as his second form. Now, this is the team that we have. We have a buff, a despair, a category buffer, a hell, support, a support, and then damage. Now, let's go. Now, Gojo is on purple. So you want to go use a light stage. Now, normal is what you want to do. So I'm going to do it on normal. Now, like I said, it's pretty simple. The main, like, you don't have to do all this setup like I'm doing. The main things you need are the unit itself, fucking on the category, a buffer, a despair, and then an idol. I would suggest getting idol, because idol is pretty good for this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because his last thing is a line, so I'm going to put it here. For now, I'm going to put it here. Then I'm going to set up my idol to buff, and then I'm going to ready up. Now, I'm going to auto skip now because I don't have any money unit that, like Dennis, that makes it over time. I only have idle, so I'm going to just use idle. Now, as you see, I pretty much, the only traits that I have is entrepreneur and momentum on, Gojo. But, you know, bygones can't be bygones, you know? But this is a really easy team to make as a new player. Like, nothing really... The most difficult thing on this is getting Kujaku Demon evolved. And that's the fucking hardest part of it, so... It's pretty, easy and stuff. You know? But what I'm going to do, on Wave 5, I'm going to stop upgrading my money unit, and I'm going to focus on a hill unit. Now, the reason being is... Hills come next wave. Now I'm going to get him to this cone, so he has a good AoE, and then I'm going to focus on my money unit again. More on the money unit. Now, if you have a unit that does vulnerable, you can replace like Yuno or Shinji. The reason you want to despair is because of how slow it makes the units. It makes the units really, really slow, so it's useful. You always want to have a despair unit in your team for damage farming. Now that I've maxed out what I'm going to do next is I'm going to place All Might. And I'm going to max him. Because if you didn't know, his passive increases attacks of unit in range with the hero category by 5% per upgrade. Max 40%. Now, so you max him out. And then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to max out my Yuno. Yep, and then I'm going to focus on Gojo now. Now, a good thing that I suggest doing is not re-rolling on units you want to damage farm for. Because what I've seen a lot is people complaining about, their units being too expensive because they rolled the fallen one or the honored one on them. Yeah, that's what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to do that because you won't have enough money gain to do it in general. Like, if you had, like, Dennis, Idol, and other, like, or Dennis and Idol, you could start rolling on more units and stuff. But your Dennis would have to be, like, what do you call it? Your Dennis would have to, like, be max up leveled and stuff like that, and evolved. Now, what I'm going to do is set Gojo to last. Now, this is Cosmic Gojo. Now, the next thing I'm going to do... Also, another thing is, instead of, like, Shinji or these two, you could bring, what's its name? You could bring... fucking Flower Magician. That buffs range. And now Gojo is a 4 placement. And you're wondering, why did I place the line here, but I placed this here? It's because... Full AoE. Now I'm going to keep all of these Gojos to full AoE. Mainly because Cosmic does not stack. Does not stack. Now the reason I'm doing this is because you will also get a much more amount of damage from a full AoE character than one singular line AoE. Now on the later waves, because Cosmic scales off of current enemy health, damage on this Gojo should not be a problem. Damage farming Gojo is probably easier, mainly because of that they get Cosmic. Gojo gets Cosmic. This is very just useful, general useful knowledge that I wanted to give y'all. Now, for Kujaku Demon, what you want to do, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Now, you upgrade Kujaku Demon to his full AoE. Not fully max him out. Do not full max out Kujaku Demon because he gets Demon's Flames. It will tell you, though, so... Are they hybrid? Okay, so Gojo is not hybrid at all. See? Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Demon Flame. We do not want that on at least this Kujaku Demon and this Kujaku Demon. We do not want Demon Flame on them. We want Despair on them. Because Despair increases damage dealt to enemies affected by... to enemies affected by 30% and slow enemies by 50% for a certain amount of time. So you want to, like as you can see, these guys cover the entire map, these two. Now, what you can do with this one is if you need a little extra damage, you can fucking upgrade this one fully to Demon Flame, which is useful. Now, the only way I would say for newer players is if you need the orb, do it on Insane. Don't do it on Nightmare, because Nightmare scales way too much. Now I'm going to finish placing my Yunos. Yep. I'm going to set this one to last. And then max the other two. Then I'll start placing my Shinjis. Now this is pretty much a basic DOT or damage farming. If they're a line, place it on this this corner thing here, this corner thing, and set them to last. If there are circles, set them around here, set to nearest. I promise you it gets more damage. I promise you it gets more fucking damage. I don't understand people saying, oh no, you want to set them to last. You can set some to last, but some on nearest, when you have some set on nearest here, it gets way more damage. It gets way more damage from what I've tested out. Now, Shinji, let's upgrade him. Now, he has a rewind. for 6 seconds. Now, the reason I'm having this is just to help with more support. So I'm going to max him out. Now. Damage farming is pretty much the only hard part about the game right now. Or not hard part, but fucking harder for new players, from what I've seen, is damage farming's the hardest part for them. Which is understandable. Because it can definitely get confusing eventually. Oh yeah, another thing. On wave 40, I'll speak on it more, but something that you do not want to do is click the fucking minus range but increase more damage. You only want to do the increased damage. Having less range always sucks. Do never have that. Do not do that. It is dumb. For certain characters, maybe, but for the majority of characters, you do not want to do that. Do not pick this minus 5% plus 18% attack. Only click the fucking attack one. Trust me, it makes life fucking easier. Now, what I've seen people do is like cycle these, like auto ability do it, but I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, it helps. You can have a few on fucking cycle, but at the same time, doing that would just help more for like when they're getting more to the end for more damage, you know? Now, what you want, now, shit, man, I don't really know what other tips I'm trying to think right now, but, yeah, pretty much, like I said in the noob to pro, like I said in the, not noob to pro, but beginner's guide, you don't want to go for harder evolves. You don't want to go for the hardest evolutions possible. You want to go for, like, chill, more like SRs, rares, URs, evolutions, and especially don't focus on characters that came out like recently, because those are more hard, not more harder, but yeah, harder fucking evolutions because they just came out. You can start doing those and stuff, but what you want to focus on is more of the easier, like older evolutions, because they'll be easier to evolve. Like, see, I can do a time rewind here. You know, do a rewind, let them stack up more. Now, as you can see, this Gojo's getting good damage, very good damage, as well as these Gojos are doing good damage. Now, what you could have is one of these going or upgrading to purple, so it starts hitting the first. Now, I'm going to do another time rewind. You know, and also if you need help damage farming, go look at on the Discord, because you'll see a lot of people saying like yellow orb, green orb, damage farming required, needed, help, and stuff. You can join those. I don't think they'll mind if you have bad units, because from what I've seen very, unless they specify that you need to be a high level, you can still join them. You can still join that shit. But yeah, see, a 12 bill. Like this, yeah, like sure, this will take a decent amount of time to do, or a decent amount of runs, but this isn't the most optimal strategy for damage farming. If you're lucky, you could get better shit, too. Like more range, more damage, a better lead. See? They didn't get rewinded because they had the rewind thing right here. You cannot stack certain rewinds. Now, see, that's how you damage farm as a new player. Well, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.